All right, good evening. Medyo good morning na on my end. Good morning or good evening, grade 11 Jordan. It's unfortunate that we will not be able to see or we cannot be able to see each other again. Ay, talagang danas na danas natin ang hagupit ng October. But I hope you are all keeping safe despite the recent Typhoon Christine. And hopefully, matapos po ninyo itong video na prepare ni Sir Sam so that when we encounter these questions in our final exam, may masasagot po tayo. Okay, nakukuha? Now, let's talk about our new lessons, oral communication. So, last time we discussed the locution, elocution, perlocution, but now let's move to something that is, or yeah, the locution, elocution, perlocution, and the communicative strategies, the termination, the nomination, turn taking, topic control, topic shifting, so on and so forth. But, okay, in this new lesson and in the next lessons after this, it's going to be very intriguing because this is very close to my heart. And I'm very passionate to talk about this because it's one of the most fun, okay, topics to talk about in oral communication. Because today we're going to talk about no other than the types of speech. Ayan. So, I believe medyo may idea na kayo because we've done, I think, extemporaneous and we've already done I think memorized speech. Pero hindi ko yun in-explain before. But now let's go and dig deeper kung paano nga ba nangyayari yun. So let's have the types of speech. All right. So for the types of speech, we have the two types, okay? Types of speech according to function and purpose. So before one can plan on writing and delivering his or her speech, it is important to know and internalize the purpose of the speech one is to embark on. So it's very weird naman din kasi if we have our speech, okay, but we don't know what is the purpose of our speech, okay? It's very counterintuitive. Again, we do not talk because we just want to talk, because that's noise, okay? If the things that come out of our mouth is senseless, baseless, and very destructive, it's just noise. But if it's something constructive, something that will add information, that has a purpose, that's speech, okay? And that's part of communication. So once the purpose is established, the speech writer can then start doing research to support the content of the speech. Again, when we make speeches, okay, or any type of engaging activities or speaking activities rather, we do not just yap about anything. It must be well researched. Okay, kung kaya niyo mag-research ng overnight, then go ahead. Basta it is well researched. But if I were you guys, I would prepare, if I were to do a speech, I would prepare it beforehand para magawa natin ito ng tama. Okay. So, research to support the content of the speech, or else he or she may be or may do a pre-writing exercise either through outline making or through free writing. Webbing or mind mapping may help so that the key elements of the speech can be readily identified. So first, let's talk about the three types of speech according to purpose. First is the expository or informative. So from the word expose and from the word inform, the purpose of having this type of speech is to expose and inform us with new knowledge. Okay? An expository speech is popularly known as, again, informative speech. Its purpose is to present facts and ideas. Again, it does not create any position. It does not give us something that is entertaining, but it presents facts. It gives us new knowledge. It gives us information. It gives us facts. Okay? That's what expository and informative speech is all about. Okay? It expects the audience to be able to understand and hopefully remember the salient points of the speech's content. Compared to the other speech types, according to purpose, this speech takes on a neutral stance. Okay? Bakit nga ba neutral stance, Sir Sam? Because, sige nga, before I answer, try to guess it. Bakit neutral stance ang expository at informative? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Kaya siya nagiging neutral stance because if you are having an expository or informative speech, okay, walang position dyan, walang argument. Okay? You do not side on one thing. Instead, when you present facts and ideas, dapat positive and negative ang ipepresent mo. For example, if your main topic is about smoking, and then expository ang purpose natin, paano siya magiging neutral? Anong ipepresent mong fact and ideas? We have the positive effects of smoking and the negative effects of smoking as well. Again, hindi pwedeng biased sa expository or informative. Okay? Wala kang pinapanigan dito. Neutral stance ka. Okay? Ika nga nila, parang sa balita lang yan, di ba? Informative speech yun. Bakit? Di ba? Sa mga balita, they're just presenting us the facts, what happened in the situation, what happened in the area. Okay? It doesn't give us any biases at all. Di ba? Ano ngang motto ng 24 oras before? Kaya siya naging neutral stance because walang kinikilingan, walang pinoprotektahan, serbisyong totoo lamang. Okay? That is what the very essence of expository is all about. No biases, just neutral stance. You're giving us the positive and the negative side. Nakukuha? Okay. So it does not seek much to convince. Okay? It's not persuasive speech. Okay? You're not trying to persuade us here. Instead, it just seeks to enlighten. Okay? Pag sinabing enlighten, pinapaliwanag natin yung ating utak. Okay? May dinadagdag tayong information. Yung dating madilim, pinapaliwanag natin. Yung dating magulo, pinapaliwanag natin. That's what expository and informative purpose is all about. Okay? Kung dati magulo yung idea mo about smoking, after hearing an expository speech about smoking, dapat ma-enlighten ka. Because that's the purpose of this type of speech. Okay, an informative or expository speech is supposed to present the various sides or aspects of the subject matter. So again, kaya nga siya tinawag na neutral stance. Lastly, this speech serves to provide interesting and useful information to your audience. Okay, mga fun facts, yan. Sama natin yan sa expository or informative speech. Okay, so it gives us information. Nakukuha? Any questions? Okay. So ito yung example script ng isang informative or ng isang expository speech. Okay. I think meron tayo dito video na kasunod. Let me just share the sound first before ako next slide. Let's check kung meron nga siya.
Why do you have so many acne? Use this product. It will help you. You should sleep early.
By the way, this is an example of expository or informative type of speech. So, I hope you listen to it. I'm sorry.
Why do you have so many acne? Use this product. It will help you. You should sleep early. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I hear things like this, I lose my confidence. And I'm sure a lot of other individuals are in the same boat as me. So today, I am going to share information about the types of acne, its causes, treatment, and how to prevent it to help you overcome the same situation. Let's start with the types of acne. Acne can be classified into two types, non-inflammatory and inflammatory. Non-inflammatory acne include blackheads that have open pores and whiteheads that have closed pores. In inflammatory acne, there are papules where the skin around the pores is usually pink, pustules that have a yellow top, nodules that are deeper underneath the skin, and cysts that are large bumps that are painful to touch. Possible causes of acne include puberty, which usually happens around the age of 10, oily diet, inflammation, picking and acne, a dirty pillowcase, stress, and genetic traits. You can treat acne by doing some home remedies. You can moisturize using aloe vera, apply green tea, spot treat with tea tree oil, take fish oil supplements, and many more. If home remedies don't work, you can have your skin consulted by a dermatologist. They can prescribe topical medications, oral medication, and therapies. This may be expensive, but it works faster and more effectively. For you to prevent acne, drinking plenty of water is advisable. Sleeping early include blackheads that have open pores and whiteheads that have closed pores. In inflammatory acne, there are papules where the skin around the pores is usually pink, pustules that have a yellow top, nodules that are deeper underneath the skin, and cysts that are large bumps that are painful to touch. Possible causes of acne include puberty, which usually happens around the age of 10, oily diet, inflammation, picking and acne, a dirty pillowcase, stress, and genetic traits. You can treat acne by doing some home.
Okay, so that's it for the video. I think it looped, so I wasn't able to catch it. Okay, but this is an example of informative or expository speech. So now let's move on to the next type of speech, which is persuasive speech. It is one that intends to convince listeners of the speaker's claim. Okay? Take note, convince and speaker's claim. Therefore, the speaker takes a position. Okay? It's not like informative that you are neutral. Instead, in persuasive speeches, you take a position. Okay? Ibig sabihin, meron kang papanigan. Because why? You try to convince us. Bakit kailangan kaming sumanib sa'yo or sumang-ayon sa'yo rather? Bakit kami kailangan maniwala sa iyo? That's what persuasive speeches are all about. Okay? So the speaker takes a position and he or she elaborates on his or her position through supportive arguments. So paano ka magko-convince ng isang audience? You have to have supportive arguments. Without that, you cannot convince your audience properly. Titingin lang nila sa'yo, you're just giving us fake news. Okay? These have to be presented convincingly. So it's not enough that you have the information or the supportive arguments. You must also present it convincingly. Yung kapani-paniwala, yung maniniwala si Sir Sam, okay? In order to draw the audience to the speaker's side. So for example, the example is the positive effects of pulling an all-nighter. Pag sabing pulling an all-nighter, pagpupuya. Okay? Yung walang tulog. Okay? Ang tingin kasi ng mga tao, masama talaga magpuya. But, okay, for example, ang persuasive speech ko is to bring the audience at maniwala sila sa akin that it's good na magpuyat kasi ganito, marami kang magagawa, marami kang matatapos, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Dapat, yung topic ko na yon na about the effects or the positive side of pulling an all-nighter, dapat I'll be giving you supportive arguments about it. Because again, without that, hindi magiging convincing yung aking speech. Okay? The speech tends to be one-sided. Again, kasi nga, meron ka ng kino-convince or meron ka ng claim, may pinapanigan ka na, despite calculated attempts to also present the other side or the con arguments. So hindi naman mawawala na sa persuasive speech, we will still be delving into the positive and the negative side of the topic. However, kailangan meron kang position na iti-take. Are you pro or are you con? Okay? Are you against or are you pro that topic? Okay? Then this is alternately referred to as argumentative speech. Why? Because it has an argument nga, di ba? Hence, a persuasive speech works to convince people to change in some way. Big sabihin, for example, the topic given to you is about death penalty and you are pro-death penalty. Ibig sabihin, kapag may mga nakinig sa'yo, pumasok sa room, okay, na hindi pabor sa death penalty, dapat after you do your persuasive speech uh, about death penalty and why it should be returned, okay, in the justice system, dapat mako-convince mo yung mga hindi pabor doon. Okay? And that's what persuasive speech is all about, to persuade. Kaya nga yun ang root word ng persuasive, persuade. Okay, here's an example. Okay.
Before the world is dying, spread awareness. We are clearly facing the consequences. It's slowly like how numbers cyclone recently increased and caused major impact to our country like Typhoon Odette and Bagyong Agaton. Global warming and also a major cause of natural disaster such as a cyclone and recent study show that the global temperature increased for the last few decades. Sadly, most people don't even care and government does not listen and industrial companies are still continually destroying our planet. It is so sad. People like Peter Kalmus and Greta Thunberg are risking their lives just for the goods of our lives, for our planet, and also for the future generation. Lessen the use of fossil fuels and find renewable source if possible. Instead of riding motorcycles and private cars, use public transportation or ride a bike instead. Avoid burning garbages. This is one of our normalized habit, but it needs to be stopped, especially if most of the trash are made with plastic, which is made of carbon. Instead of using plastic bottle, use tumbler. Don't use bubble wrap. Use eco-friendly dropper instead. Purchasing energy-efficient appliances such as light, air conditioners, heaters, refrigerators, and washing machine. When you are not using something, turn it off. This includes lights, televisions, video games, and other electrical equipments. Don't cut down too many trees so that you can continue to breathe pure air. Delete unnecessary or unwanted emails. Why? Deleting emails is the easiest way to reduce your carbon footprint on the computer. What is carbon footprint? Total greenhouse gas emission caused by an individual, event, organization, service, place, or product expressed in carbon dioxide equivalent. It is not too late. Let's fight those problems together. Show love to our Mother Earth and let the Earth breathe. That's all. I'm Angeline Cabiles, PAED 1204. Climate.
Okay. So, if you have seen the video, okay, it's basically persuading us that it's not too late. Okay, we can still save our Mother Earth from the global warming and the climate change that it has been experiencing lately. Okay, so what the speaker is trying to persuade us about is taking action about global warming or climate change. So, ayan. She's providing us ways, okay? Providing arguments, bakit kailangan nating actionan to agad-agad. Okay? So, next, let's talk about entertainment speech. One of my favorites, but, okay, one of the hardest type of speech. You'll understand why. So, an entertainment speech is one meant to lighten the audience's mood and uplift their spirit. A good example of this is the noontime shows that we watch, whether it be ikaw ay maka Willie Revillame, ikaw ay maka Itbulaga, maka Showtime, maka Vice Ganda, or whoever comedian. Entertainment speech is one that uplifts the mood of others. Okay? So, or the audience. Yan, mas better. So, comedy bars, that's also an example of entertainment or kung saan nangyayari ang entertainment speech. Stand-up comedies. I don't know if you're familiar with this group of comedy group of people. That's their group is called Spit Manila, if I'm not mistaken. And they do stand-up jokes, stand-up comedies. And yeah, They basically entertain a lot of people. The people buy tickets just to watch them crack jokes, okay, and entertain them for just a specific span of time. Okay, so among three types of speech, this is perhaps the most difficult to write and deliver. Why? Why do you think so? Okay, I'll give you 3 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1. I hope you answered. Para akong si Dora dito na parang naghahanap ng sagot out of nowhere. But I hope you answered that question on your own. But to explain why entertainment speech is one of the most difficult ones to write and deliver, because not everyone has the same humor with you. Okay? Yung humor ni Sir Sam, maaaring hindi nyo humor. Kaya yung iba, kapag nag-joke ni Sir Sam, hindi naman natatawa. Kasi nga, it's not relatable. Okay? And that's what entertainment speech is all about. Dapat lahat ng lalabas na thing sa bibig mo, okay, once you conduct an entertainment speech, dapat makaka-relate, if not all, most people. Para tatawanan or meron kang feedback na makukuha. Kasi if you're not relatable, ay nako, aabutin ka hanggang gabi, wala kang napapatawang tao. Okay? So lucky are those born with good sense of humor in their genes or who grew up in a home with cheerful ambience, as well as those whose intelligence gifts them with quick thinking, splendid memory, and acquired ideas that bear some humor. Yeah. So, yan ang good example. Pero before we watch that, okay, I just want to share with you the entertainment speech I did. Okay, it's not me, the one in the video. It's not me. But I'll just be sharing with you the experience I had back in senior high school, the same grade level as yours. Okay, back in grade 11, we also had entertainment speech, and for my entertainment speech, I was very very, what do you call that? Calculated. Okay, I calculated every single thing I did in senior high school kasi I really want to excel. So in my entertainment speech, sabi ko, ay, lahat na to mga kaklase ko magjo-joke. Remember we are 42 students in our classroom. Sobrang dami, di ba? So you really have to stand out, di ba? Among the 42, how will I stand out? Okay, so that's my challenge. That's the question I have in mind. So I hope you get inspired with what I did as well. So, sabi ko, ay, lahat na yan magjo-joke. Lahat yan magbibigay ng mga funny banters or magkikwento ng nakakatawang nangyari sa buhay nila or nakakatawang encounter nila in their life. And ako, sabi ko, ang goal lang naman is not just to make them laugh, but to uplift them. Okay? Kung hindi mo mapatawa, just uplift them. Okay? Because that's still entertainment speech. So, to cut the long story short, ganito ang nangyari. So, uso nung 2018, so yan, age reveal Nung 2018, yung time na nagsispeech kami, uso nung time na yon yung question na, or yung gumagaya sa mga boses ng iba't ibang tao. Okay? So, usong-uso nun, ginagaya si Tito Boy, si Chris Aquino. So, even before naman, ginagaya ko na talaga si Tito Boy and Chris Aquino konti kasi medyo mas madaling gayahin si Tito Boy. Yung parang, ikaw na, okay, something like that. So, it was funny recalling this, pero uso rin kasi that time yung paghahanap kung sino yung magiging next Waze voiceover. So, dyan nauuso yung mga voice-over noon. So, Mika, patok na patok yan. Yung parang, what if Chris Aquino becomes the Waze voice-over? Okay? Kung hindi niyo po alam yung Waze voice-over, ito yung tinatawag na, or ito yung, for example, nag-GPS kayo, ito yung nagsasabi ng, pagdating ng 5, pagdating ng 5 kilometro, kaliwa, ganyan. Or, your destination is on the right. Something like that. Ganun yung Waze voice-over. So, ang mga pakulo nun, what if si Tito Boy ang mag-voice over? So, ayun na nga. So, what I did, I created a scenario where I will be needing a GPS. And then, I integrated all the voices I can mimic. So, linista ko yun. Tapos, magkakasunod yan kung paano ko siya ipa-perform. First was, I think it was... Oh my God, I forgot about it. I think it was Tito Boy and then Chris Aquino. Okay, so si Chris Aquino, turn left ka lang dyan, BMB, something like that. I cannot do it anymore. I'm shy, pero ayun. Si Tito Boy, si Chris, and then I also mimic Tony Gonzaga where it's as if I will be turning on the radio and then ang tugtog is kanta ni Tony Gonzaga. Alex Gonzaga, I also did that. Rufa May Quinto, the very easy voice, diba? Go, 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 yes, yes, todo na to, something like that. Angel Oxine, ha? Diba? Kaya tayo sa mga inasal, diba? Something like that. Ayan. So, I'm just giving a glimpse of what I did. Okay? I don't know if I'm sounding it the same as before, but you get the point. What else? I also did Rufa May, Tito Boy, Chris Aquino, Tony Gonzaga, Alex Gonzaga, Angel Oxine. Yeah, I think that's it. Yun na yung mga naaalala kong mga ginaya ko that time. So yeah. So again, to cut the long story short, I got a very good score. I think I got the perfect score because my classmates were really getting along with what I am doing. And of course, my teacher as well. A fun fact, ang teacher ko din sa oral com ko before I Sir Sam. And he really liked what I did because it's very unique. Hindi ako nag-crack ng jokes, but I was able to entertain them still. So here's a good example of other entertainment speech.
Good morning. I'm here in front of you because I'm not in the back. I'm standing here because I'm not sitting. Before I start my speech, I like to finish it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, especially to Sir Falagulos. Before I start my speech, may you kiss the bride.
Okay, so I'll be cutting the video na because you can watch it on your own, but yeah, just to save some time. Okay, so ano din, medyo maingay na rin kasi yung part ng video na yun. But you get the point, diba? That the man is trying to make us laugh with the banters, like let's start this speech by kissing the bride, something like that, or I'm standing in front of you because I'm not in the back, something like that. Okay, for me it's funny, but it's not it's like a bit funny but not very 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 funny. Okay? It was entertaining still. So now let's move on to the types of speech according to delivery. So shake muna tayo ng mga hands, baka inaantok na habang nakikinig kay Sir Sam. Hopefully walang natutulog at ginagawa akong podcast. Ayan. So speaking in public has more formality than talking. During a speech, you should present yourself professionally. So hindi ibig sabihin pag sinabing dress professionally is we'll have to dress up in a suit. Okay, unless sinabi ko or unless sinabi ng instructor. But basically, professional speech, okay, is about being prepared to use language correctly and appropriately for the audience and the topic, to make eye contact with your audience and to look like you know your topic very well. So now let's talk about the 4 types of speech according to delivery. First is the memorized speech. Memorized speech from the word memory, okay? It's all about memory work. Okay? Lahat ng mental gymnastics gagamitin natin. Okay? Because memory work is dependent on the mental capacity of an individual when it comes to the memorized speech. Okay? Again, memorized speech is dependent on how capable your brain is in memorizing. Okay, it is the rote recitation of a written message. Okay, actors, of course, recite from memory whenever they perform from a script in a stage play, television program, or movie scene. Kasi di ba, imposible naman na bago sumuntok si Coco Martin sa Batang Quiapo, tumitingin muna siya sa script. Di ba? Kaya importante na memorized ang isang speech, katulad ng sa mga actors. Okay, but if in the other situations, siguro pwede tayong gumamit ng manuscript. But for actors, especially sa mga plays, ayan, kinakailangan na memorized ang speech. Okay? Or kapag sinabihin kayo na dapat memorize yung speech, yun, tsaka lang tayo mag-memorized speech. Nakuha? So again, memorized speech is dependent on your brain capacity or the memory capacity of your brain on how it can memorize things. So, ayun. So, here, the advantage to memorization. So, bakit nga ba natin ginagawa ang memorized speech? So that it enables us to maintain eye contact with the audience throughout the speech. Diba? Mas masaya na wala kang tinitig ng script kasi mas nakikita mo ang mga tao. Mas nakikita mo yung audience mo, mas nakikita mo yung reaction, mas nababasa mo sila kung nag-e-enjoy pa ba sila or not. Unlike this one, di ba? Kahit hindi ko kayo nakikita. Okay? So, kasi nga may binabasa ako. Okay. Next, manuscript speech. Manuscript speaking is the word-for-word iteration of a written message. In a manuscript speech, the speaker maintains his or her attention on the printed page, except when using visual aids. The advantage of reading from a manuscript is the exact repetition of original words. Ibig sabihin, pag manuscript speech, hindi ka mawawala dun sa iyong sinasabi because meron ka ng speech, di ba? Imposible namang mawala ka pa sa, sa flow. So, sino-sino nga ba, sir, ang gumagamit ng manuscript speech? Okay? Sino kaya? Sa tingin nyo, yung kailangan word for word ang masasabi nyo, walang labis, walang kulang. Sige nga, any guesses? 3, 2, 1. Okay, correct. Reporters. I don't know if you answered it, but reporters. TV reporters to be exact. Okay? So, bakit kailangan word for word? Or bakit kailangan manuscript ang ginagamit ng isang reporter? Di ba may teleprompter sila sa isang reporter, di ba, sa TV? So, kailangan nilang basahin word for word ang balita because it maintains accuracy. Ibig sabihin kung ano lang tinype ng scriptwriter, yun lang yung balita. Hindi sila pwedeng magdagdag, unlike sa memorized, pwede kasing may maisingit ka doon na wala naman sa script mo. Or sa extemporaneous, pwedeng magdagdag ka ng idea na wala sa script mo. Same with impromptu. But with manuscript, you maintain the word-for-word iteration of things. Ibig sabihin, kung ano na nakasulat sa script mo, yun lang yung babasahin mo. Okay? So that's what manuscript is all about. Relax ka lang kasi meron kang babasahin. Okay? It maintains accuracy. Okay. So, yeah. So here are some things. I'll be giving this PowerPoint as well. I'll not explain this further because manuscript is basically what I explained earlier. So next is impromptu. We've done this before and we've done this every single time that we have our recitation. The moment I ask you something, okay, you don't have time to think. That's what impromptu is all about, okay? Impromptu speaking is the presentation of a short message without advanced preparation. Ibig sabihin, pagdating sa impromptu, right then and there, you have to improvise and talk about something. Okay? Hopefully, magawa natin ang favorite activity ko sa impromptu speech. Impromptu speeches often occur when someone is asked to say a few words or give a toast on a special occasion. This speech that entails no written manuscript, so wala kang babasahin, but feeds much on the speaker's knowledge, or to be exact, the stock knowledge of a person. Okay? Kung ang memorized speech nakadepende sa brain capacity in terms of memorization, ang impromptu naman nakadepende pa rin sa brain but in regards to the speaker's knowledge or stock knowledge regarding the subject matter given to you. And of course, the confidence. Lagi niyong tatandaan, nade-defeat ang impromptu speech if hindi confident ang speaker. Kapag naunahan siya ng kaba, nahihirapan ng isang speaker mag-impromptu speech. Nakukuha? So again, impromptu speech is a type of speech that gives no further preparation. Pag tinanong ka, sagot agad. That's impromptu. Next, let's talk about extemporaneous speech. Okay, it's a limited preparation speech event based on research and original analysis. So, according to my research, ang sabi, it provides 30 minutes of preparation time followed by a 7-minute speech. That's what extemporaneous speech is all about. Okay? But if we, in my case, ang ginawa sa amin ng 24 hours kami nag-isip. The day before, nagbigay ng topics si sir sa amin, and then the day after, we just had a cue card. Okay? Ito po may preparation. And meron kaming cue card na ginamit. And ang laman lang ng cue card ay the flow, but not the whole script. Okay? For example, I'll start with this one, and then followed by the next one, and then followed by the next one. But I'm not writing the whole script. I'm just writing the key points that I have to remember. And then from that, I will expound the topic. Ganun po ang extemporaneous speech. Parang yung ginawa nyo before I think that the end task last quarter. Okay? That's extemporaneous speech. So, activity time, but for now, I'll be ending this PowerPoint, and I'll see you on the next session. Hopefully, I face-to-face na. So, I'll be leaving you with an asynchronous activity, maybe a seat work, and then I pray na maging maayos ang inyong upcoming exam. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask Sir Sam and reach out to me anytime. Okay? God bless and bye-bye.